here with Professor Anthony Cruz. Welcome to the Alberto Crane Show. Thank you, bro, for coming up.
Yeah.
Hanging out. It's been a minute. It's been
Yeah.
some, I don't know how many years.
I don't know. Last one was a couple years ago. I don't remember when the last one was.
Probably like, yeah. Check it out. I should have looked it up. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So, what's been going on in your world? What's new?
Just finished training here at the legendary Legacy Burbank HQ, as I like to call it. Feeling a little dead right now.
Today,
Yeah. Feeling a little tired. I was like, I should have not trained. Just come do the podcast.
Trained is hard.
But it's good. It's good. And I gotta go teach after. that requires more energy because you got all the little tiny champs.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good.
You don't drink coffee, right?
No, I don't drink coffee.
Caffeine?
You know, I don't drink coffee, I don't smoke, nothing like that. I don't even eat meat, but the most I do is soda. That's like my Achilles heel.
Oh yeah, you do the Dr. Pepper, right?
Yeah, or a Coke. Like Floyd Mayweather style, you know? Like Floyd Mayweather, he'd be hitting the bag and be like, hey, give me a Coke. And drinks a little Coke in between his rounds and goes hit the bag.
That's funny.
And I was like, oh, let me try that one. And then it was like, ooh, it's good.
You
boost.
Fish, right?
Yeah.
Only fish.
Yeah.
How did that start?
You know, it's really just, it was when did I start?
It's been a long time.
January 1st, 2014 was when I decided to stop. I just remember the date because I remember in December 2013, I had an enchilada casserole. That was like the last meal I had eating meat.
Do you do like fish enchiladas now?
No, I just do enchiladas, just enchiladas de queso, just cheese enchiladas, you know?
Okay.
Just that's it. It's simple. I make some really good enchiladas too, actually.
Nice.
But yeah.
So how did it start? Why did you choose to do that?
It was really just for ethical reasons. It was just, short answer is that's just that, you know. It's just, I think if the animals had a choice, I think if a lot of people saw the process, how they go from point A to the plate, it's very different. And that's why even like in Japan, like when I went to Japan and a lot of countries, the way the food is processed is very different. There's a lot of food that's here that is banned in these other countries.
What's the autistic woman that she redesigned like the slaughterhouses and stuff?
Oh, I'm not
She's
sure.
like really look it up. Yeah, it was a great movie. And she redesigned basically because the way they suffer, they're in pain, right? And then they die, right?
Yeah.
So they just like, you know, better take it's more humane, right?
Yeah.
The way they do it.
I had a friend from Japan. They moved over here, same diet that they were eating over here, and gained they gained 25 pounds in like 3 months. Same diet. Yeah. But it's just because of the way the food here is.
And just all Temple Grandin. Grandin, yeah, Temple Grandin, yeah, it's a movie.
I gotta
you should check it out. It's really good. It's really good.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
And it shares her story and stuff, and I think maybe it connects with we get some different types of kids, right?
Yeah,
and just the kind of
potential
we have, right, with kids and stuff, and adults too.
Yeah.
I'm saying kids all the time. It's just like it's nice because you have so much power, right, to change somebody's life.
Yes. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah. How did you tell me how it's going in Legacy Glendale?
Legacy Glendale, I don't know, you know, trying to make it the best that I can make it, you know, from everything that I learned from you and Professor Mark through the years, and also through the other coaches that I've learned with in my own studying and my own experiences, you know, just
you're always busy. You're always doing you know, you're always doing a lot of things, you know, and then one of the things that you're doing, you were you're working for like J-Lo's team, right?
Yes. I was working specifically with Benny Medina, who's her manager. Yeah, long-time manager.
Yeah. And then just one of the things that stayed with me was like, you know, I miss my kids.
Yes.
And you wanted to come back and be there.
It was a great experience, and I learned a lot. And that guy, crazy work ethic. I mean, I know I work hard, but when I watched him, he's like one of the few people that made me like, man, do I work hard? Because he was just like, it was incredible. It was very impressive. But
or do you want to work that hard?
Yeah,
like, you want to work that way, you know?
But I really enjoyed it. But it just wasn't like after I did, I was like, oh, this isn't fulfilling. Like when I would go to the gym, I would still be there on Saturdays, and I'd be like, oh,
even on Sundays.
it felt like home. and I really missed it. And I had a talk with him, and I told him, no, I want to get back to, I want to really focus on my gym and on my kids and my team, my coaches, and my adult team, and also my own career, which is between jiu-jitsu and acting. Those are the two things I really enjoy doing. And he was very cool about it. And he's like, go for the dream. I'm here to support and help however I can. And
that's cool.
So it was very nice. It was very nice.
Follow
He understood,
your heart, right?
Yeah, he understood. So it was cool. So and then I went back and I was like, okay, let's go. And we went all in, and now it's doing. Gym's doing pretty good. The kids are excelling. We got a lot of little champions there. They're just.
You guys almost won the team trophy for the Jiu-Jitsu Con.
Jiu-Jitsu Con, we came in 4th place. And that's it's not bad. That's our first year going. With the Legacy Glendale kids, and we were, I think it was like maybe 10 points shy, 8 points shy.
Like if one kid would have gotten first,
yeah,
right?
We just needed one more kid. But honestly, just like I was still very happy the fact that it was.
Were you planning on that? Were you organizing it a little bit?
I mean,
yes,
I was very selective with, because that's such a big tournament. So I was selective with like what kids I was inviting to go out there, because it's you got to think about the parents going out there to travel and pay for the tournament and all that. So I went to the kids who I felt had the best shot of winning, because that's really what we're going for. I'm not thinking about, I think they can medal. I'm like, no, I think this kid can win. And 2 of our kids, they were in the same bracket. They closed out the division together. And Hector, you remember Hector, my friend Hector. Yeah. He's like, that sucks. They made them fight the first round. I said, no, bro. They steamrolled 3 other kids and they met in the finals. He's like, oh. I was like, yeah. I was like, it was great though. It was. I mean, like the fact that 2 of our little tiny champs closed out the division together. We had two girls and three of our girls and a couple other kids. Anyway, it was great. It was great. And. It just shows we're going in the right direction. We're there. We're there.
One of the things I think a lot of people don't know about you is that you've been from Hollywood days, like teaching kids there, Encino, like all of the different, and you've kind of done every single piece, right?
Yeah.
At Legacy, like from cleaning the mats to, helping to, everything, right?
Yeah.
Front desk, FIS now.
Yes. I think that's important, because I think there's a difference between being a boss and a leader. And sometimes people will just tell you what to do, but if you can't lead by example, it's hard for the team to respect you. And that's why, at least for me, I really try to learn everything I can so the team can depend on me. So if they feel like they don't know something, they're lost with something, they're not saying, Anthony's not going to know either. But, hey, what happens here, what I do here. And I feel that's part of the reason I feel like Glendale's gone so well. And sometimes sometimes it's just because I'm type A, I can be a little too hands-on. So I've had to learn to kind of pull my foot off the gas pedal a little bit, even with some some people tell me like, yo, you just kind of slow down a little bit, okay, gotta leave people to. There's this guy on TikTok I saw, and he talks, he's a multimillionaire, very successful businessman, but he talks about, he's like, if you can find someone that does what you do 80% as good, just let him take it. He's like, because then that's going to give you time to go and build somewhere else and start doing this. And then if there is some slack to pick up, that's okay, because you're never going to find someone that does it exactly how you want. But if you can find someone that does it 80% as good, let him take in that role. Let him take that role and go.
80% is even, depending what it is.
Yeah,
right?
depending on what it is.
80% is like really good. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
If you, So, but it's just, I think for me, it's like letting go of the vine, right? Letting go of the control and whatever.
Yes. And trusting the team, trusting the people that you have in place.
You have to let them make mistakes too.
Yeah. So I'm learning to try to just pull my foot off the gas pedal a little bit and let him take the reins, but it's good. So that's really, but like you said, it's just from all the years of starting, coaching as an assistant kid, and then just working, cleaning the bathrooms, working the desk, doing all of it, working all the different gyms,
teaching adult classes,
and then working all the gyms, really, like Burbank, it was Hollywood, Encino, all the gyms I used to have, and learning a lot through all of that.
Yeah. What do you remember about the Hollywood gym?
The Hollywood gym?
The Hollywood gym, because that was your home, right?
Yeah, I remember being the 5th student signing up there and getting hooked from day one and I still remember the very first submission I got caught on, cross collar choke from close guard with Heath. Remember from my man Heath. We're laughing because there's an inside joke there, but we're gonna leave it. I think we'll leave it for the inside. But if y'all go do a little digging, you'll find what we're talking about. But anyway, Kareem, shout out Kareem, who really put us on. But
I shared it, and he's like, "Hey, bro,
yeah.
please take it out." I didn't even know it was. I thought he was laughing. You know, it's all good. It's all good.
But anyway, yeah. So and I got hooked. I got hooked from day one, and just I think what really helped and what helped me get good fast was one. It was a small gym in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I remember I would hang out and sit on the sidelines and watch the advanced class, because at the time it was like you had to be 3 stripes and up to jump into the advanced class. And I think like once I started getting my second stripe, you started seeing like
why do you think it's important to have to wait before getting into the advanced class?
Because in the advanced class, I think one, obviously you're learning more advanced techniques, and two, you're doing a lot more rolling. And you're not really learning much when you're rolling. You're really learning drilling, specific training, really specific training and positional sparring is really where you're learning the most. And I think when you're rolling, it's really because you've already built a good fundamental foundation, and it's specific techniques that you're now working really like on lower belt, so you can start working these techniques that you've been learning and then working your way up to hitting a blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, and so on and so forth. And I think if you jump into an advanced class too soon, one, you're completely lost, and two, you're not really learning anything. It's because you have to put yourself in these fundamental positions first to build a foundation for that.
Do you think it's important to earn, like basically, were you waiting on the sideline and watching the advanced class? Do you think it's important to earn it and to have that want, to create that want in somebody?
I definitely agree. Yeah, 100%. Because then, if you're just jumping into the advanced class, there was never something to look forward to. Just like if you just like, oh, you can do fundamentals and you can do advanced, it kind of becomes repetitive after a while, and but if you're doing fundamentals and then you're after class is over, you're watching now the purple belts jump in and the brown belts, and you're like, oh man, I want to be in there with them. And you're seeing these techniques that's like you're not really quite understanding too much of it, but you're seeing it as like, oh, this is cool, and you started putting piece it together. So by the time you get your third stripe, you're like, cool, now I'm in here and I'm ready to go. So I do think it's definitely important to build up to that, because it gives you something to work towards and then jump into it. And again, like I said, also you're rolling a lot more in an advanced class. And I think I know people love to roll, but if you're really trying to learn and if you're really trying to improve, you really got to specific train a lot, positional train a lot, and so you can understand these fundamental positions. Yeah. Because when you're rolling, you're really not learning too much. Yeah. You're just rolling.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Figure it out in those specific positions, right? Yeah. Master those positions, one little position at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why it's like even people who are in advanced classes, sometimes they're very good and they're not used to being in bad positions, and then they get in a tournament and they come across someone who's a little bit better and they get put in a bad position, and they're like, oh, I haven't worked how to do a lot of back escapes from here now, or I haven't worked, how to escape this mount position, and then they get finished, and then everybody's like, whoa, this is the person that's always, so.
Submissions from the guard, right?
Mm-hmm. So I think that's why it's important, I think, for everyone to constantly putting themselves in bad positions and being okay to tap in the training room, because that's what it's for. That's what it's for.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back the Hollywood days, I was thinking about how, like, what's kept you in the game, right? Because there's some transitions, like Mark Bradford came in, Mark Bradford came in, and all these things. So what has kept you, like, focused and consistent after all these years? You've been consistent all these years.
Yeah. I think, one, I always loved it. And I've always loved before I started jiu-jitsu, I wanted to box. My mom didn't let me box because she didn't want to see me get punched in the head. So, so she pulled me out from boxing.
She didn't want you to have a flat nose.
Yeah. She pulled me out from boxing, and but I had always been into
like fighting and
wrestling and boxing and stuff. And then when I found jiu-jitsu, I got hooked. And
had you seen the UFCs or anything?
Yes, that's really why I got into it. It was because I was a big fan of MMA and the UFC fights, but I didn't have an understanding. So when I would hear, like Joe Rogan was the announcer, so when I would hear him be like, oh, he's in side control, and now he has to go, if he gets this underhook, he can go to mount. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Oh, it goes north-south Kimura. Like, what is this? And it was just a foreign language to me. So I said, okay, I really want to get into this. I would always hear them talk about jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. So I said, okay, I want to learn one of those two. And then they left a flyer in my car. I walked in, and then I was already hooked from the beginning. And I think really what kept me in it was one was the team. It's the camaraderie. You know, everybody else was really enjoying it. And two was the professors, you and Professor Mark and Coach Jonathan at the time who was there, and you know, and then later Dan, you know, the wrestler Dan, who I learned a lot from him. That really helped and kept me motivated to go in there. And then we'd go out to team competitions.
Because he was a model too, right? And so
we actually he was older than me, and I remember I had got discovered.
He was a big time model.
Yeah,
right?
He was
a big time model.
He shot with like Bruce Weber. He shot for Calvin Klein. He shot with and
he was a badass. Like
he was a D1 All-American wrestler.
Yeah.
He pinned Rashad Evans in college. They went to college at the same time. He pinned him at state. Guy had one of the highest pin rates in
the spladle position.
Yep. And I remember that's really like my wrestling really improved a lot because of him, because we would just work so much wrestling and we became very close. And I say this all the time. I think martial arts is one of the best ways to build a relationship with someone, because you really earn each other's respect on that mat, whether it be boxing or jiu-jitsu or wrestling, whatever it is. And that's how I really started becoming real scrappy and learning like a lot of wrestling fundamentals through him, because I mean, he was just, like I said, he was one of the best in college. So it was, it just so happened that and then he was modeling, and then I moved to Hollywood.
It's just so like random, right? To like wrestling and this and like modeling, right?
Yeah.
But there's all these like wrestling like models.
Right?
Yeah,
there is. I mean, I got discovered in a shoe store for modeling.
Rico Schiaparelli. He was like a national champion from Dan Gable, you know.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
It's just like it's the kind of like a different place, right? So it's when I think about it, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So you got in a shoe store?
Yeah, I got discovered in a shoe store for modeling. And the guy was I was there. It was my first like Hollywood story. I found jiu-jitsu within like the first 2 weeks I was there. And then within the first 2 weeks, I went to go buy some shoes down the block from me. And this modeling manager was there, and he came up. He's like, "Do you model?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, kind of." I used to have short hair, actually.
Okay.
I used to have shorter hair. It was like short and like kind of spiky.
Yeah.
And we did some test shoots, and he told me to grow it out. And then we did some more test shoots.
Yeah,
and then
I have pictures of you with short hair.
Yeah. And then I booked
doing
my
a magic
first
show.
gig. That's right,
for
Saban.
for the kids.
How old was Saban at the time?
He was little. He was like
little.
3-4.
First time we made him smile.
Yeah.
Let's go. But yeah, so then after that, that's when I started modeling. Dan was like, "Oh, dude, I shot with Bruce. Oh, dude, I shot on this gig." And I started getting booked on the same gigs that he was booking on. So that was cool. And yeah, I mean that's really I think what kept me in it was just the team.
The relationship.
Professor Mark was great too. Yeah. And then he moved down the block because the Musicians Institute building, I was going to school there, they bought that whole building, so everybody had to move. And then we went down the street, and that's when it was, he changed to Club Hollywood. And I mean, there was a bunch of killers there. Me, Vitor, Felix, people who were still training. Andrea, Garen, who I don't remember. He moved
Garen,
to Texas.
of course,
He moved.
Yeah, I saw his professor now from Tennessee.
Oh yes, not Tennessee, yes, not Texas, yes. So I remember Professor Mark, because we had a small team. It was like a team of killers. And I remember Professor Mark was like, it was always so hard to grow the gym because he's like, we'd get new students coming in. And he's like, and you guys would just beat the shit out of them. And I was like, they just wouldn't stay around long enough. He's like, but then all of you guys were competitors. So he's like, I was just happy showing up and having all you guys in training. And it was a different mindset at the time, how we all used to train. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. And we used to go out to the competitions. It was like 14 of us, 10, 15 of us.
Yeah.
You're traveling, competing, gi, no gi, coming back, working. It was a lot of fun. It was it was good times, for sure.
Are you surprised by the growth of jiu-jitsu? Like this last jiu-jitsu con was 12,500 people.
I know. I don't know. I mean,
Master Worlds. I should say Jiu-Jitsu Con Master Worlds.
Jiu-Jitsu Con Master Worlds. I think it's always been headed in this direction. I just think as now that social media has become, so much more available to a lot of people are starting to see like the elite martial arts and the most realistic martial arts, and I think that's why a lot of people are now gravitating towards jiu-jitsu and wrestling and things like that, which I think is very important, especially for kids to get into as a young age.
Yeah, I think right, the growth of the UFC doesn't hurt, right?
For sure.
Like that big deal, the $7 billion deal they just did, right? So it's like,
and that's gonna be on Paramount.
And you're talking about Joe Rogan and what you got you in, right? And so Joe Rogan's always talking about it, and then add that, the exponential factor of the UFC being And so I think that's helped everybody, right? All the combat sports like wrestling, judo, and of course Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I think that's the being in all those different worlds, you know, seeing it, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like the way of life, is like you can keep doing it, right, forever.
Yeah, forever,
In a good
especially
way.
if you train the right way.
Yeah, you can do other jobs, do other things as well, right? As well as compete and, you know, go at a pretty high level.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty great. It's great, and I think it's evolved so much now. And like back then, you could be getting into jiu-jitsu when you're 21, 22, 23, and still have a shot to be at a world champion. And now I think like you get into that at that age, it's too late. Like now, like you see these kids like Tynan Dalpera now, and you know, a bunch of these athletes that started as their kids. And
do we know anybody that started that at that age that became like a world champion, black belt world champion?
That's what Tynan was one of them. He was like
no, but started at 23, 22, 23.
Back, I think
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we're talking like at the beginning of jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
Days, but
I think
even so, they still kind of were like kids, like teenagers growing up doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like Draculino and Gordo, they were still like they were already doing it when they were teenagers.
Yeah. And it's not saying that it's not possible.
So I don't know who would have started at 23 that was ever like a kind of a world champion.
Yeah,
that you know of, that I can think of. I'm just trying to think.
I mean, how old was Kid Dale when he started? Because I know Kid Dale got his black belt pretty quick, and I know I don't know if he.
But did he win a world championship at black belt? I don't think so.
No, but I know.
Did Kid Dale? He'll look it up.
I know he definitely.
Like Jamie, Kevin. He won like the Abu Dhabi, I think, at some colored belts, you know, which is cool. You know, it's like it's great. Not a black belt, yeah.
Blue, purple, but he's won the Abu Dhabi.
Blue, purple, like the colored belts, but not black belt.
He won Abu
Just
Dhabi.
because to get to that, it's different, right? Black belt than any other belt. It's like it's different level, right?
Yeah.
And it usually takes like 2-3 years to kind of establish your, unless you're coming in straight out of the gate, right? Like winning all the gold, and then you're at the top, right?
Yeah.
Like Tynan and some of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of.
So I think
young athletes. I mean, you even saw CGI. You know, the Sarah Galval and Helena.
I mean, like babies,
closing out, and the
18,
new generation,
19 years old,
the new generation.
Oh, that's the different thing, right? Is now the kids, like say the girls and guys, right? Like they're young, right? They're like 19, 20.
That's exactly. Yeah.
That's the difference, right? Before it was like mid-20s, and even in judo, it's like I think it's around 30 that they like peak, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I think
it's evolved so much now.
We'll see what happens, right, with time.
Yeah.
With if that stays, right? If that stays with the level of if there's like a high level, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it. I don't know. I think I personally think it does. I think it stays. It's just it's so fun. It's so addicting, and I think.
What stays, like the
I think
popularity?
The level, the popularity and the level of these kids that are getting so good at such a young age and seeing them compete at the highest level. You know, it's like.
I just don't know. Like, I guess there's a lot. There's so many. It's amazing, right? With social media, like the explosion of social media. Like you can market yourself, like back in my day, or we talk even a little bit after my day, right? Like, guys, there wasn't social media, there weren't these opportunities, right? There weren't these events with money, and you know what I mean. Like CGI was going on, right? This last week. Because besides that, there's also so many other ones too. So it's pretty amazing, right? That the opportunities that people have to make a living, right, from it, and to do well, right? To do really well. So yeah, I think it's.
I remember back then it used to be like. Grand prize $1,000, and
it was
like,
huge.
oh, it was like $1,000.
I think like $2,000-$3,000 was like
people would be like
crazy,
excited to do it.
People would come from all over, like the best of the best would come. We'd go to like Ohio, and like whenever there was a tournament, everybody would hear about it, and you would go out there.
Yeah. And now it's like you said this last weekend. I mean, $1 million prize, $100,000 for the women. It's totally changed. Totally changed. Now.
Yeah, they're younger, right? They're not just even 23, it's like 19, 20, 21
Yeah.
of like focused, consistent training.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, you know. It's interesting to see what happens with the jiu-jitsu, the sport, you know, because you look at judo and you look at like these different sports and the evolution of them.
Yeah.
To see what happens, you know, like, you know, I think it's gonna go kind of veer off into different like paths, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, there's like gi, no gi, you know, it's still jiu-jitsu, right? But like even like back in the day, like MMA, jiu-jitsu, like it was all like one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all like one. Everybody was together. But now, you know, you're MMA jiu-jitsu, like sports jiu-jitsu. You know?
Yeah.
I think sports jiu-jitsu, like the good guys, right? They're good both gi and no gi. They've
Yeah.
won both, right, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think saying that it's like jiu-jitsu is just understand there's levels, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, you see even like Gordon, right, that he opened up his new gym, who's been obviously primarily only no gi, but is teaching in the gi.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because in order for
It's
you
the
to run a
lifestyle,
school
yeah.
and Danaher talked about that, if you want to run a successful jiu-jitsu gym, you need to have both. You need to have both. It's just important and to build a foundation and
I
also
think Leo Vieira, Kevin asked him on one of his interviews, you know, and he's like both, you know,
Yeah.
because you got to do both.
yeah, you do. Yeah, and
If you know jiu-jitsu, it's like you got to do both.
Yeah, of course, it's evolved a lot where now really, you do have to be able, got to train in both because the game and how you, like the attacks and setups and
Yeah,
everything
I
are
think
a little bit different.
like Andre Galvin said it good as well. Like I love these like, the interviews right, they're short, right? But it was like one is like depending on what you do, the most of like you focus on one for some time, right? If you have a no gi thing, you focus more probably for some years once you get like a lot of years in the game on one, and then you shift more to like the gi or whatever, you know? Because there was a while that Andre Galvin was fighting MMA. He was fighting at Strikeforce.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, you know, I want to, you know, because jiu-jitsu, like, I mean, if you did jiu-jitsu, you would end up like fighting MMA because that was like the only path to like make a living, to make money, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what you did. So that's what
That's
you
what
did.
you did.
What's that?
That's what you did.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's what you did.
I didn't do it for the money, but it was like the next step, right?
Yeah.
There was no really path of, I don't know, of anything really.
Yeah.
And so then he came back to jiu-jitsu. So then obviously he's training no gi, right, for when he was fighting, and then, you know, put back train with the gi to win his world championships and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think if you do jiu-jitsu, you should do both, right? We talk about it, you know. It's like one thing or the other, but I think you should, if you do gi, you should also know how to train no gi, and then vice versa, right?
Yeah. It's very
if
important.
you do jiu-jitsu,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's very important.
should have something, especially today and age, right? Like the kids, like the guys coming up, like they have the wrestling down, they have judo down, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's an evolution of the sport, kind of like MMA too with the UFC, right? Nobody's just like they only do jiu-jitsu or they only do wrestling or they only do whatever karate. You know,
Yeah.
not that there was ever karate, but like whatever Muay Thai. You know,
Yeah.
everybody does everything, right?
Oh,
And they're
Lyoto
really great.
right? I think Lyoto Machida that was his specialty, right?
Yeah,
was
yeah, he
karate.
was only with
And
his family.
Stephen
but he was
Stephen
still
Thompson.
black belt in Brazilian
Yes, no,
jiu-jitsu.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
All those guys, they're at that point, right?
Yeah.
You're like well-rounded, right?
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's great because you have a base, and I
Yes,
think that I
yes,
love
yes.
that when you have a base, right?
Yeah.
But then you get well-rounded. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing with like jiu-jitsu, the evolution of jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Being like you said, being well-rounded and good at all of it.
Yeah. What are some other fun things or cool things that you see? I guess you could say jiu-jitsu or MMA happening in that world, the combat world.
Other like fun things that I see happening.
Not fun. I guess just interesting things that like the trending or happening that back 10 years ago that you didn't. I mean that you didn't really see or happen.
I don't know. I think I just think there's a lot more outlets now in order to be able to get good and a lot of resources now. Where before, the way you would learn would just be kind of with one spot and you couldn't outsource too much. Now there's like instructionals
inside the gym before the tournaments even happen. The tournaments are live, right? That's one of the big things of I think evolution of I think wrestling even too, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff, but it would take like maybe like a year to learn like new things, you know. But now it's like instant, right?
Yeah.
You're just like you're watching videos and then you can drill it, right?
Yeah.
And then okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely something that's helped, and I think that's why you see a lot of, like I said, we were just saying, a lot of these young athletes evolve faster because there's a lot more information accessible.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What's going on with you? Like, what any I don't know, plans or
Just
you're always on the go. Boom, boom, boom. This, that. This, what's
yeah, just jiu-jitsu. I'm just focused on Glendale, you know, focus on
Yeah.
the team, the kids, and the adults.
Yeah.
Continue to grow the gym. Get to a bigger spot next year because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
almost outgrowing it now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just that's really the
That's
focus
what it takes,
now,
right?
you
It's
know,
just a consistency. Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
And I enjoy it. I really
Congrats,
enjoy it.
man, for
Thank you. Yeah, I really
Doing
enjoy it. Like, it's not like I go and I'm like, oh, you know. Some days I'm a little more tired than others, but it's still like, it's great. It's great. It's watching these kids, it's not even so much like about them like going and winning tournaments, but even kids that come in, when I hear the stories from the parents, when it's like, oh, my kid was a lot more shy or like wasn't very confident, and through jiu-jitsu, he's like,
Yeah.
now he plays with other kids, or he goes up and talks to them, or he's a lot more confident, she's broken out of her shell. It's things like that's really, it's great. You know, it's like, it's really good to see. And I feel like that's the important part. I feel like
It's a feeling you change, make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Make a difference. You
instilling
really
these
do.
behaviors for the kids, for them to take it with them long term, and you know, boosting their confidence so they can feel confident about themselves, and you know, yeah, that for me is like,
Make good choices
Yeah,
and make
exactly.
good decisions and
yeah.
be stronger, better people, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about adults? Like, you come in as an adult, you know, like we can't, right? We're talking about kids, and for sure, like, it's much more powerful. You can have much more of an impact. But adults too, like, you came in as an adult, right?
Yeah, yeah. I came in as an adult, and
Where would you be, or what would you, you know, how would your life be different if you hadn't done jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. I mean, it's yeah. I don't. It's. I don't know.
What has jiu-jitsu given
I would
you?
have probably got into Hapkido then.
Nah.
I would have been using my chakra to throw people around, you know. Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't know what I would have been doing, but it's definitely, yeah, I don't know. It was just
What has jiu-jitsu given you? Like, when you think, like, man, like, I walked in, I was the 5th student, right? Walking into the new school,
yeah.
and then like, it's given me this, and that.
It's definitely given me. It gives you, like I said, a skill set that's gonna last you a lifetime. Not just talking about what's gonna be on the mat, but even how you carry yourself off the mat, how you interact with people, and then afterwards, later, get into a point you can pass that skill set on to others, which I think is really cool. You know, being able to teach others, and then obviously, you know, I never had. It was never like, oh, I want to get my black belt and open up a gym. You know, I had got my black belt, the black belt for
when the whole
over 3 years.
Glendale happened, it was just like, hey, let me know if I can help. And that was always your.
Yeah. And then it just, you know, one thing led to another, and I was like, oh, I'm training. I'm not going to stop training. So, yeah, sure, let's give it a shot. Let's do it. And then, you know, we just did it and figured it out as we go. And
Yeah.
And I think what's important also is relationships, is building the right relationships. I mean, having the relationships with everyone, but that's been a big reason why I've been able to build, I feel, a good team over at Glendale with our coaches. You know, it's like everybody that's come there, I've hand selected, but it's people that I've had relationships with. It wasn't like, oh man, I need someone. Let me just
Random
pull
person
random
off the
people.
street,
Hey,
yeah.
can you help? It's like, you know, everybody that I've, like, Vitor was the first coach that I had there, and Vitor and I've been training together since we're blue belts, you know, and then it was Irene. Irene was there for a little bit, But also I was like doing privates with Irene. I was working with her, and then Emily, and then Jessica, and then Santino, and Damon, and Josh, so on and so forth. But all these people that I've already had known through here and had relationships with, and that were not coaching, but I'm like, okay, I feel like they would be a good coach, and I feel like I see the potential, and now, like, you know, all of them have become, you know, great. And like I talk about Francisco, who's one of my blue belt coaches there, but when I first started at Glendale,
he's doing good today. I was watching him.
Oh yeah, that guy's a stud. You know, it's like he gives a lot of people problems.
Yeah.
But when I started teaching at Glendale, I was teaching the Saturday classes, and he was the only one. He would come in. Sometimes nobody would come in on Saturdays. I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna go home early, and then sometimes he'd come in, and he'd be the only one. It was just me and him. I remember for like a few weeks, and we would just work together, and now Saturday classes we get like 18, 20, 22 people on a Saturday now, which is great. It's like you've seen it grow. And now Francisco's one of the coaches there at the gym. But it's through that relationship of me building it with him, and you know, also he trains a lot, and he also does his own studying too. But it's like that's what it's about, you know. I feel like, and I feel like, again, that's why that the team there is good and it's solid, and all of them now, they all do privates with a whole bunch of other kids, you know, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, great culture.
And they all compete too, which I love. You know, we're all nerds about it too. You know, like I go home and I'm still watching jiu-jitsu. I'm studying or seeing how can I involve the program for the kids and the adults and get them better. And
what are some of the changes? Like we're talking about the changes in the kids, like being shy and then being more, you know, outgoing and things like that. What about adults, like that you've seen from, you know, your years in the game, people starting jiu-jitsu and then, you know, changing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. It kind of goes the same way. I think it's for anybody walking into a jiu-jitsu gym.
I think of Damon, right? I remember Damon's first day when he walked into the doors, you know, to now.
Shoo! Shout out Damon. Shoo! Yeah, I mean, he's come a long way too. You know, he's a great coach. He does great with the kids. He's very animated. He does a great job. I didn't see him when he first started, but I remember later, like as I was training here, I got to know him, and he started taking my advanced classes when I was training here. And he would always be here every Tuesday, Thursday. And then I just liked his personality, and it was cool. It was cool talking with him, and then it was just I think it works the same way. I think it's the same way. It's like you come in a little bit shy, you come in a little nervous because you've never done this before. You don't know how it's going to be. And I think it's about creating the right environment where not everybody's going to be a competitor. You know, I think you have to understand that. Not everybody is going to want to go out and compete. And, you know, everybody has different goals and aspirations of why they come. And it's understanding people's goals and giving still everybody the right skills and the right tools for them to want to continue to be there and enjoy being there. Because
there you go, you said it.
And I feel also the coaches there who also train, they have a good understanding of that. They're not trying to, like, sometimes they roll with someone, they see, okay, they're newer or maybe they're older. They're not smashing everyone every time. You know, they're like they're working with them. You know, like, okay, hey, do this and this and that. And I feel that's why the program is growing, it's building, because if you're going into a new gym and you're getting beat up the whole time, it's you know, obviously you're gonna get beat up no matter what. But if you're getting beat up and you feel like nobody's trying to help you get better, then that's when it kind of becomes
different, right?
Yeah,
it's different.
It kind of becomes a little bit harder. So I think it's understanding that, and I think it even goes back to like promoting people. Like, and not everybody's gonna get promoted the same way because people have different aspirations and different goals. So, you know, maybe
you said it. That's it. That's everything right there.
Yeah.
Different aspirations, different goals, or different places in their lives, right? They have different lives. We have to look at all those things, right?
Yeah. And I think being as a professor and head instructor, it's like you have to have a good eye on that and understand that not everybody's going in the same trajectory. And you have to understand, okay, maybe this person we hold off a little bit longer because I want to see more from them from doing this, as to where this person, you know, they're in it, they love training, they're showing the right things, and I know they're not trying to go out there and go do Master Worlds or go do Pans or whatever it is that they're doing, and understanding that with everybody, and you know, yeah.
Why should somebody train at Legacy?
Because we're the best. We're the best gym out here in LA. You know, fastest growing gym. No, we yeah, I think the community that we have, honestly, it's more than just jiu-jitsu. So I think we have a really great community between all the gyms and how we come together.
Yeah.
For our in-house tournaments, for graduations, for the gala, I'm waiting for Professor Alberto. You all gonna see it soon, guys. 48 days, Legacy Gala. Make sure you register,
The
guys.
countdown.
Guys.
It's coming soon.
I'm gonna tell you who does the best impression is actually Francisco. I have to get him to do it. He does the best one, guys. 113 days. Register right now. Link below. Memories, great time. Register. You just give your first plug. There you go. You put the gala link right here. Boom.
Boom.
But honestly, it's the community. I think and everybody comes and hangs out and has a good time and enjoys training. You get good training, and it's like you look at the noon classes here. A lot of people come and visit and be like, ooh, what does everybody do for work? Because how do like 30, 40 people come over here for a noon class every day? Or even at Glendale, where we have like so many kids there. Like yesterday it was like 47 kids on the mat, little tiny champs, and it's just I feel like it's a testament to the coaches in our program for people to come there, because the parking get a little bit hard there. We're a smaller space, but they love how we run the program, how we teach the kids, and I think that's. And at all the gyms, I think Burbank, they have a great set of coaches here, Pasadena, and that's really what it's about. It's like we understand how to. Not everybody's going to the same level. Not everybody's going against all these kids who are already winning. Like we separate them, and then they build up to get to wherever they want to get to. And
that's it.
Yeah, parents see it, and then they're like, hey, can I get my kids to do some privates? Oh, hey, can I? And then it starts. Then it goes from there, and it goes from there, and it goes from there. So again, not it's the same thing like with the kids, with the adults. Not everybody, all the kids are gonna go out there and want to compete, And again, you have to understand that what the
where
kids are
at,
there
right?
for, and it's really
and where
important.
they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that changes with time too, right?
Yeah, changes with time. Definitely changes with time. So it's good. It's good.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you, bro. Thank you for all the years, the great years. I just had a flashback of my 40th birthday, and at a birthday party.
Oh yes. It was at your place.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like almost 50, Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Crazy.
Got to do another one at your place then.
But it just seems like it doesn't seem that long ago,
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of years.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. Appreciate who you are and all the years, and appreciate all the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
Day in and day out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I love it. I love that I get to say I've been here since day one too. From the beginning. I know sometimes like a lot of people will come from different gyms, which is still it's fine, But like the fact that like I found Legacy, and that's like this has been the gym I've been with, and I feel that's why also like it's worked so well, because I understand everything that you've instilled, with what Legacy is and what it's supposed to be. And I try my best to take that and make that, with what I have over at Glendale. And I feel that's why it works well, because, I mean, I've been here for so long, and I've seen everything that you've done.
Yeah.
And it just...
and you've done all the pieces, right? Of the puzzle.
And just try to make it. Now we got, all these Pasadena, Glendale, West Adams, Burbank, Santa Clarita, it's like, it's just, and so on and so forth. I mean, just Armenia, or Missouri, I don't know, just it goes on and on, Yeah. So it's cool. It's great. It's great.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. Sweet.
Boom.